Okay, people, just bear with me here. It's my first time doing like something like this. So, basically, this is the Unicorn Magnum 6-inch version. It's Peppermill. I know a lot of people have a lot of questions about it and so forth. I purchased the 6-inch version because I believe it's short, nice and small. I can store it. It's easy to store and so forth. I read a lot of reviews on Amazon about all the negative things that people are talking about. So basically, I'm gonna try to give you a quick little overview about the whole thing. So what I got is the 6-inch version, and it's about the size of a squeeze bottle. Matter of fact, I got a squeeze bottle here, and we sit it right next to each other. It's about the same size as a squeeze bottle. So take that out of the way. And then basically, that's what it is right here. I use a squeeze bottle, put oil in it. Can use that later. Okay, well, anyways, so one of the problems with it is people say it's hard to load. Actually, it's not that hard. It's about, the opening is about the size of a quarter. See, quarter. Anyways, and then what you do is you set it on its side like that. I got a pretty big thing of pepper here, pretty big opening. What I like to do is just let's get this pepper going. Then I'll just tilt the pepper right over. See, right into it, and just dump it in. Just nice and slowly. I mean, but if you're in a rush, yeah, I can see it being a problem. But come on, before you cook or whatnot, just try to keep it full most of the time. And the other thing is, I don't fill it all the way. I just get it up to about where the line is, which is good enough. It'll last for a while. That's pretty much it. Let me close that up. The reason why this thing produces a lot of peppers is the size of the grinding mechanism itself. It's pretty big. I mean, it's bigger than a quarter. It's about size of probably a $50. And this here will be the knob that you turn. You turn to adjust the setting, whether coarse or fine. In terms of the setting and so forth, I guess a lot of people are satisfied with it, so I'm not really going to comment on that. Okay, I guess I covered the hard to load part. The next part would be people saying that it tends to be kind of slippery. Well, it's pretty obvious if you're working with oil. Like for instance, I use squeeze bottle all the time, and this thing is pretty oily. But as you can see, let me just rub my hands on here. There's oil on here. I don't know if you can tell or not, but there's oil that's been on here. And then put it on, still works. Look, see, pepper on paper. I don't know if you can see that, but still works pretty fine. I mean, if you really have a problem with it, then just try to wipe it down, or hopefully you cook with a towel nearby. But that isn't a problem to me. I mean, people say that the glossy finish can be kind of slippery, but go figure. If you think about it, if you purchase a wood one or a stainless steel one, stainless steel can be pretty slippery in terms of oil. I mean, and same thing with the wood ones. I mean, definitely it should have some type of finish or some glossy finish on it. So basically, those can be slippery too. It's basically, if you think about it, if it's something that's round, and it can tend to be slippery. So you sort of just have to look past that. I mean, some people kind of make me sick if they say, oh, it's too slippery because such and such. When you're cooking, your hands are dirty. Yeah, go figure. Anyways, so the next thing that I'm gonna talk about is one of the major flaws that people supposedly are writing about with the reviews. Okay, so people say that they have a tendency to open up the fill hole. If you pay attention closely here, here's the whole thing. The fill hole will open if you go clockwise, which is that way. Open. This will churn the pepper as you go the same direction. Okay? Let me close this up. If you hold it here, and you turn the pepper mill as you're turning this to grind it, it won't open. Look, it's not gonna open. Alright? If you hold it here, as of holding it here, which is the bottom portion, which stays steady, if you hold it here and turn, it will not open as you turn this that way. This won't open, okay, if you turn like this. But if your hands is like this, if you turn it like this, if you're not turning this, instead if you're only turning this, it will open. this will close as it goes that way, and this will turn to produce the grind. So I can't see how people would say that they accidentally slip this if they if they just try to keep your hands just on this itself as you're gripping this and turning, it wouldn't be a problem. But for say if you're holding this part and turning it, yeah, it's gonna open. See, it's gonna open because you're turning it that way, the same direction as this. I mean, if you have a huge hand and then if you're trying to turn this but at the same time you're turning this like that, then if your hand is like grasping this part as well as this, then yeah, I can see it being a problem. But most likely your left hand is going to hold it right here. You can hold just this portion of it like this, or you can hold the whole thing, or just hold this end piece and you wouldn't have a problem. And if you hold the whole thing like this, you wouldn't have a problem at all. I mean, come on, go figure. This turns that way to keep it closed, and this turns that way while you're grinding. But if you're turning this and this at the same time, then yeah, definitely you're going to be opening it up like this. But that's because you're not holding this, but you're holding this as you're grinding. So hopefully that answers your question. I guess, you know, that's the major thing. I sort of wanted to do this video to show people that, hey, certain things are, you know, just some sort of like common sense. I mean, if you think about it, if you're holding this and twisting it that direction, then just this by itself, the opening hole, then definitely you're going to open it up. So hopefully this answers a couple of your questions. If you guys have any other questions, just try to post up a comment, and then I'll try to address that by answering the question. But I think this is the major thing that people are talking about. It's a flaw that this opens the same direction as this being turned. But if you keep your hand on this while you're turning this and not holding this and turning, it wouldn't open, because this will go that direction, this goes that direction, this goes that direction. Alright, next.